our video tutorial on how to apply to the International Masters in Specialised Translation at the University of Bologna, Italy. All you need to know in order to apply is contained in a so-called bando, which we can roughly translate as a call for applications. Here's what our bando looks like, and here's where you can find it. A bando is quite a lengthy and bureaucratic document, but it does contain information that you do need to understand. So the aim of this tutorial video is to give you the key points of the bando, in particular what qualifications you need, how you'll be assessed, and how to enroll. We strongly advise you, however, to read the bando very carefully as it contains very important information. But this tutorial is going to give you attached slides in order to guide you through the whole process. If you have any questions, you can always get in touch with us by email.
Now for the prerequisites. If you hold a degree in languages, cultures, or linguistic mediation from an Italian university, then that's all you need to apply. However, if you hold a non-Italian degree or an Italian degree in any other subject, you can still apply. We will assess your CV to see if you're a suitable candidate. And if you're in doubt about the suitability of your qualifications and you would like an informal opinion from us, please get in touch with us even before you apply and we'll be able to help. In any case, remember that if you haven't graduated yet, you can still apply as long as you graduate before the deadline that is shown on this slide. Now, how do you apply? To apply, you have to go to the Studenti Online platform. It's a very, very self-explanatory process and very, very easy to do. In terms of assessment, as indicated in the slides, there's a specific number of places available for EU students and a specific number of places available for non-EU students. If you are a non-EU student, we will assess you through a Skype interview, so there's no need for you to come to Forlì and sit the exam here in Forlì. The interviews will be held during a predefined period of time. You will be contacted beforehand by email and we will agree together on a time and date. The interview will last about 20 minutes. It's made of 3 parts. There's a conversation in Italian, a conversation in English, and a sight translation test. For the sight translation test, you will have previously indicated in Studenti Online what direction the translation is going to be, namely, whether you will be translating out of your study language and into Italian, or the other way around, out of Italian and into your study language. The list of available study languages is shown on this slide. We will send the text to be translated via Skype. You will have time to read it, of course, and then you will begin your translation. The text will be between 150 and 250 words and will not be technical. If you are an EU student, you will come to Forlì to take the exam. First, you will sit the OOPT test. This is an English proficiency test. And then, if you pass it, you will take the translation test. There are 2 possible dates for passing the OOPT test. These are shown on the slides as round 1 and round 2. The advantage to taking the OOPT test in the first round is that if you are not successful, you can retake it in the second round. But remember that if you pass it in the first round, then you cannot take it again in order to improve your score. The OOPT test lasts 60 minutes. It's made of only reading and listening exercises, and you must have a C1 level in order to pass. Now for the translation test. The translation test takes place in Forlì, and there's 1 single date when you take this test. It is a written test, it lasts 2 hours, and you're allowed to bring with you up to 3 dictionaries on paper, no electronic devices. You will have previously specified in your Studenti Online application whether you're going to translate out of Italian and into your chosen language, or out of your chosen language and into Italian. Remember that you will take part 2, the translation test, only if you pass part 1, the English proficiency test. Your score for the OOPT test will be calculated by the system itself. A minimum of 80 marks is needed to pass because that corresponds to C1 level. The translation test will also be evaluated out of 120 marks, and 80 is the minimum to pass. Now, the criteria for evaluation of the translation test. We'll be looking at your scripts in order to see if you've been able to render the content of the source text adequately in the target language, and we'll also evaluate the grammar, the grammatical and lexical accuracy of the target text and the adequacy of your translation strategies. Of course, if you have any questions concerning assessment, please get in touch with us.
Moving on to ranking. This is fairly complicated, but it's also extremely important. This slide shows the enrollment dates for non-EU students and for EU students. When results are published, the successful candidates will be able to enroll immediately. We call these candidates in Italian vincitori, which means winners. At this time, applicants from the waiting list, which in Italian we call idonei, register their interest in enrolling in the second phase. So if you have not been successful but you still would like to do the course, you need to register your interest. And there is a good reason for doing so, because a significant number of students actually then go on to be enrolled in the course later on. So don't be discouraged if you're on that waiting list. There is a fair opportunity that you will then go on to enroll in the course. If, again, you have any questions, you know where to find us. So just to sum up, here are the important dates. Here are our contact details, and the slides shown in this video are also available for you to download from the link in the description box. For any questions whatsoever, again, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you very much for watching our video. We hope to see you soon here in Forlì, and good luck with your applications.
Grazie a tutti e a presto.